Welcome back. The details. Marking the 10th anniversary of June 30th revolution, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi delivered a speech greeting the nation on this immortal memory in Egypt's modern history. Here are more details. Here is the full speech of the President.
اسمحوا لي في البداية أن أتقدم إليكم بخالص التهنئة بمناسبة الذكرى العاشرة لثورة 30 يونيو المجيدة التي تتزامن هذا العام بعيد الأضحى المبارك أعاد الله على مصر والأمتين العربية والإسلامية
may return to the Arab and Islamic nations of good and bless the great people of Egypt.
إن للتاريخ أياما لامعة كالنجوم.
There are some days, brightful days in the history that enlighten the past before the passage and give them the good past. And on top of these glorified days, the day of the 13th of June in the 2013, when the Egyptian people, the great people of Egypt, revolted against those who would kidnap the nation and rejecting the darkness and the corruption, and announcing aloud throughout the republic that the identity of the nation is Egyptian, a solid Egyptian that do not accept the kidnapping or misleading. Hence, the people of Egypt announced that Egypt for all the Egyptians enlisted in its decisions and resolutions and given the highest interest. And the 13th edition was the statement of regaining the position of Egypt under the unity of the whole Egyptians without any discrimination or divisions. The great people of Egypt, the resistance that you've shown during the past 10 years, since the revolution of the 30th of June, they will last before the scholars and researchers and many questions arose about the secrecy of the Egyptian people between the Egyptian people and their national institutions and the armed forces, and that move Egypt during the few years from a state that faced a dangerous division and the ghost of division into an destabilized country that paid by the heroes from the armed forces and its police, though they are confronted to the wave of terrorism. The men pave their souls for the sickness of the nation to purify. The volume of challenges faced by the Egyptian people that enlisted in their souls strength that is unique, who lived the meaning of the threat of the nation's loss and the fear of the sons and as well as the potential. Therefore, that I certainly believe that this generation of the Egyptian people is able to build and shoulder the responsibility of building the nation and establish the modern nation. And I believe that such a generation that move Egypt by its patience from the chaos and tensions to the peace and stability that is capable to enable or to develop the nation that witnesses an escalated progress throughout the Republic from the infrastructure, trade and transportation that face a real revolution that paved the way for Egypt to be in the line of the developed countries, to the electric power, gas and the green energy, the reclaiming the vast of the lands, and to the health and education, which is our priority, through the eradication of some diseases that pain the Egyptian, and establish modern universities and schools, and the localization to the science, through paving the unplanned roads to save the millions of our people from an unacceptable situation, to establish a new developed and evolved cities throughout the Republic, to solve the problem of the population and raising the quality of life for the Egyptian, and reaching to move through the revolution of the digital transformation. The great people of Egypt, in the 10th anniversary of the great 13th of June revolutions, I vow once again that the loyalty and work for Egypt alone, and vow that the interest of the nation as a national identity will be the signs of the road that pave the path and the way. I say to you that the volume of the vast challenges produced by the people and the national institution, God willing, the victory will prevail. To move strongly and trustfully on the path of development and construction, on the path of improving the lives of the people and the provision of the proper circumstances, and to generate the work and innovation by its own segmentation from private sectors, civil societies, young men and women, to unite all the components of the nation in a complete system to lead our beloved nation through achieving the dream that the old Egyptian prolonged to, the dream of progress and the renaissance of the nation, the dream of the new republic, developed and modernized in all arenas. And happy many returns for the Egyptian people in peace and security. And lastly, as always, long live Egypt, long live Egypt, long live Egypt, and peace be upon you all.
President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi on Friday posted via his social media account greetings to the Egyptian people marking the 10th anniversary of the June 30th revolution. President el-Sisi said the people set the greatest example of belonging to their identity and homeland and paved the way to proving stronger than the enemy imagined. They are also proved that their unity with the security personnel, whether from the armed forces or police forces, is unshaken. The head of state said he renews his vow and reiterated that Egypt will never abandon its accomplishments, victories in all domains, and despite the challenges which the Egyptian people are facing. The president concluded his post by saying, Tahya Misr, or long live Egypt. Via her social media account, Egypt's First Lady Mrs. Intisar el-Sisi on Friday offered greetings to Egyptians on the 10th anniversary of the June 30th revolution. Mrs. el-Sisi said that the occasion set the perfect example of the Egyptians' love of their homeland, defending it and protecting it with their souls from the evil and terror forces. She called on God to cherish the country and bless its great people. This came as President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi received greeting cables from senior statespersons on the 10th anniversary of the June 30th revolution. Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli said the revolution will be a glorious day witnessed the rebellion of millions of people against the forces of evil who kidnapped the country and wanted to change its identity. Speaker of House of Representatives Hanafi Gibali said the occasion is one of the most important days in the nation's modern history, where the Egyptian people imposed their will, defending their identity and restored their homeland from chaos and collapse. In his cable, the Senate Speaker Abdul Wahab Abdul Razak said the revolution will always be a turning point in Egypt's history, during which the people proved their awareness of the plots and the conspiracies against their country and managed to save it. Minister of Defense and Military Production Lieutenant General Mohammed Zaki and Minister of Interior General Mahmoud Tawfiq also cabled greetings to the head of the state, saying that the revolution proved the holy nature of ties binding Egyptians with the armed forces and policemen, which will always align with the people's will and will always protect the Egyptian great people. Meanwhile, the Grand Imam of Al-Azhar, Al-Imam Al-Akbar Sheikh Ahmed Al-Tayyib, on Friday greeted President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi and Egyptians marking the 10th anniversary of the 30th of June revolution. The Grand Imam called on God to maintain the homeland and lead its leadership towards continuing the efforts for achieving sustainable developments in all domains. He asked the people to remain in collaboration and unity under their wise political leadership and national institutions and to exert the utmost efforts to achieve sustainable development. Meanwhile, Minister of Endowments or Al-Awqaf, Dr. Muhammad Mukhtar Gum'a, greeted the Egyptians on the occasion, saying that among the many achievements resulted from the revolution was correcting the path of religious discourse and restoring it from its kidnappers. He added that after the revolution, the Endowments Ministry regained its legitimate and legal guardianship over mosques to continue performing its role in spreading correct religious teachings away from diversion. The minister also noted that an unprecedented number of mosques, more than 10,000, were built, renovated, or substituted after the revolution as well. The Coordination Committee of Parties, Youth Leaders and Politicians, CPYP, on Friday greeted the Egyptian people on the 10th anniversary of June 30th revolution. The committee said the revolution will always be a turning point in Egypt's contemporary history and the key word which restored to the country its prestigious status and pioneering regional role. It added that the revolution helped maintaining the Egyptian identity and revealed the deception of the terrorist group and also marked the launch of a new republic. The Ministry of Defense on Friday issued a documentary marking the 10th anniversary of June 30th revolution. The documentary, entitled A Revolution for Building a Homeland, June 30th, started with the people's first revolution in Egypt's modern history on the 25th of January 2011, which led to the departure of the then President Hosni Mubarak and the transfer of power to the Supreme Council of the Armed Forces, or SCAF. The SCAF temporarily ruled the country until national elections were held, which unfortunately delivered power to a civilian president who fell in the grip of a terrorist organization, the Terrorist Brotherhood Group, which became the de facto ruler of the country. A year later, the Egyptians' awareness of the terrorist group plans for their country's destruction led them to revolt, foil these plots, and restore their homeland with the alignment of the national army to the Egyptians' will. After the success of the revolution, another electoral process was held, which handed power to President Adli Mansour, the then chief of the Supreme Constitutional Court. Later, and upon the call of the Egyptian people, Minister of Defense Field Marshal Abdel Fattah el-Sisi contested in presidential elections and won by sweeping majority, leading the country into a new era of accomplishments, reconstruction, and development. Over the past 8 years, under President el-Sisi's leadership, Egypt managed to achieve comprehensive development in all domains, rebuild its diplomatic ties with many countries, and restore its pioneering role as at the regional and international arenas. On the occasion marking the 10th anniversary of the June 30th revolution, the Ministry of Interior also published a documentary highlighting the significance and impact of the Great Revolution in the course of the Egyptian modern history. The documentary shed light on the role played by the revolution as the first step to protect the country from so many challenges, including terrorism, as well as developing the country in various spheres, in addition to symbolizing values of patriotism and unity. It further revealed how far the Ministry of Interior, with its honorable men, has exerted its utmost efforts to protect the people and prevail security and stability within the state during hard times, and how it has maintained the safety of the treasured nation. The documentary featured the unwavering solidarity among citizens and their brothers in uniform to face the fiercest challenges that threatened the very existence of our great nation, Egypt. This came in addition to the Interior Ministry's efforts to participate in the reconstruction of the country in all domains.